Never take advice from somebody I wouldn't trade a day with. Not in a sense of, okay, they're wealthy, cool. Like, wealth, that doesn't please me. That doesn't excite me. The value they bring to their community, the value they bring to other people around them, and how they lend a hand back to the people that's following them as well. Surrounding yourself with people like that, that's the game changer.
Aloha and welcome to Investing in Hawaii podcast, where we show everyday people how they can invest in real estate, build generational wealth, and create financial freedom in Hawaii. My name is Zasha Smith.
My name is Fuzzy Jardine. Aloha and welcome to the podcast.
We have a very special guest today.
Yeah, brother man Justin from Kaneohe, Kahalu'u.
Yep.
How I met brother Justin was through social media. We messaged each other on Instagram, and I found out quickly that he's in the finance space. He moved from Honolulu to Vegas, and he's helping families in Vegas. Not only Vegas, but rural, nationwide. So welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about where you're at today and kind of how you got started in the financial route.
Yeah, so where I'm at today, I currently have a few businesses that I was able to start over the past few years. Because obviously growing up in Hawaii, we weren't taught anything financial, right? We were taught to work hard, keep your head down, and mind your own business, right? And moving to Vegas kind of opened up my eyes to the opportunity that I was able to create for myself, for my family, and getting around other people, right? So with a few of the businesses that we started was I really wanted to dig deeper into finances, because the infrastructure, the foundation of any person's life has to deal with finances. Mm-hmm. So if I can help somebody get the foundation right, the rest of the house is going to be solid, right? And so that's kind of what we do is we coach them through finances. We have a credit repair division, which sets them up to make sure that, okay, your credit is good. We're going to get you on to the next step, whether that's investing or simply setting up a retirement for yourself or whatever it is, whatever your long-term goals are for yourself and your family is. And that's kind of just what steamrolled from there.
Yeah, so crazy. I mean, you know, a lot of us, like you said, our family, our parents never taught us this finance side. And I think it's really important because, number one, like in Hawaii, most of our parents never did. They were all blue-collar workers working for the sugar mill or the pineapple fields, right? And it was just you go to school or don't even graduate from school. You just straight to work so that you can pay the bills to put food on the table. So yeah, it's just amazing that what made you want to go into the finance space?
So my background is actually in the collision and automotive. Right. And so when I moved here 4 or 5 years ago, that's where I was still at. I was helping shops scale, grow, and I would study their P&Ls. I would study their finances, because that's what my objective was as a consultant, is how can we get the bottom line profitability up, right? So with a lot of business owners here in Vegas, right. I was cut off a lot of times. And so what I wanted to do is take a more personal approach to not the business owner, but then the individual, right? Because if I can help the individual grow their bottom line profitability, if they're even working a W-2 or whatever they're doing, that way they can take that additional income and start investing it in themselves or other opportunities.
Right. So going into the finance, how did you get involved with it? Like, you went to school for it, or you had a mentor? Like,
School of Hard Knocks, bro.
School of Hard Knocks. I like that. Yeah, I mean, as me, when I started my real estate career, I didn't know much about, real estate. I knew a lot about construction, but I signed up with a mentorship. And, now me and Zasha's doing a mentorship, but we needed guidance. I am come from a School of Hard Knocks and not a book type of person, so I can relate. School of Hard, you learn more, but the road is a little bit bumpier. But then at least like I would say, the janitor, you start from the janitor role to the CEO. So
I think that's what gains more respect in the community is when you're actually in the trenches, you know, because that's what creates relatability with anybody, right? Because to be an overnight success, it takes time, right? 10-year overnight success. But with that is throughout the trials and tribulations, the ebbs and flows of trying to get to where you're going, believe me, there's more lows than highs, right? But every time there's a low, it just makes me push and dig more because I know that the end is coming, right? Or the next level is coming. I've reached that threshold of, okay, this is my test. I've reached it because now there's new problems hammering down on me. I need to solve that problem to get to the next level.
Right.
And so what keeps you going? Because I know that a lot of successful people push past those challenges or those hardships. I guess tell us a little bit about your purpose, your mission, your why, and why that's so important to have.
I think with my purpose and what keeps me going is wanting to see the Hawaiian people really take back not just the islands, but the culture, right? Really, really bring that back into reverence because I think, and I truly feel that our culture is dying, right? With so much people moving away, including myself, from the islands. If we can now take that opportunity, if you're outside living on the mainland or in Hawaii, to really gain that financial knowledge of, okay, how can I make more money? Because money's not a dirty word, right? How can I make more money? That way I can buy the house in Kailua. I can buy the house in Waimea. I can buy the house in, just wherever you want to live. You have that choice. You have that opportunity. And so what we've done as my company, we've partnered with multiple different nonprofits. We've done multiple with a nonprofit based out of Waianae.
Nice.
So we do free credit repair for them, free financial coaching. In October of 2023, I flew down on our own dollar to teach entrepreneurs how to start their own business.
Right. Awesome.
Right. Although it's just a side hustle, but giving them the frameworks of, okay, what do you need to do to get your side hustle to the next level of potentially owning and running that business, and then a corporation, right? So just freeing them up.
Yeah, and so that we, our guests know, what is the company name as far as the nonprofit that helps fix people's credit? Because definitely a lot of people in Hawaii need that. Because once you get your credit straight, then now you can pay for education for people that are expert in whatever field you want to get into.
Yeah. So the nonprofit is WEDC, WEDC, Waianae Economic Development Council.
Nice.
They have a lot of different programs that they do, a lot of cohorts that they do. One of the cohorts that I ran was Maulipreneur, basically teaching business owners how to scale and then get business credit, and then just taking them down the tiers of scaling your business.
Cool.
So what for those who have no idea about finances or don't know where to start, I guess what is some advice that you would have for them? You started this nonprofit, but some people, I feel like in Hawaii too, they're like so scared to reach out, or they're like a little nervous or maybe untrusting because of the system or how they grew up. I guess what advice would you give to those people?
Put your guard down. I think that's the best advice I could give, because although finances is a touchy topic, if you continue to have that guard up, you're going to be in the same spot every single year, looking forward to your tax return at the first few months of the year, only to blow it, only to repeat that cyclical cycle every single year. So I would say put your guard down. It doesn't matter who you reach out to. Obviously, make sure that they're vetted and they know what they're talking about. But just research online, right? There's a lot of great people online. Shucks, you can message me. I have nothing to sell you. I only have value to provide. because we can set you up with somebody that in the nonprofit, in WEDC or in the other nonprofits that we work with,
Right.
like set you up with that. Because at the end of the day, if you don't repair your foundation, what I talked about, the rest of your house is going to crumble.
All right. So how is it someone like myself, because I'd be interested in becoming like a coach, to do that in Waianae, because I live in Nanakuli right now. So, I mean, how could I, or our followers find out if they're at a level where they can become a coach or, help others? The more of you can help more, right? So how can someone like myself, I guess,
reach out to you can go on to WEDC. They have a social media. It's at WEDC Council. And just reach out to them. They have a whole onboarding team. I'm not a certified coach.
Okay.
All I do is give my time to the nonprofit. I give my team's time to the nonprofit to work with every single person that goes through those programs.
Wow, man, that's amazing what you are doing, giving your free time to our local community, and I commend you for that. Mahalo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, a little bit about Kaneohe Boy, right? We're going, brought about a kind, you fished in the pond, white crabs, talk to us about,
Yeah, raising up in Ka'alu, we're country,
Yeah.
You would swim in the bay, catch Samoan crab,
Right.
The little jellyfish on the ground. It's just, I love the islands. I truly, truly love the islands. The only reason why I moved away is I wanted more for myself. Right. In Hawaii, we have a lot of fish tanks, and this is what I like to correlate. When the fish is in the fish tank, that's the biggest that the fish can grow.
Mm-hmm.
When the fish is in the fish pond, that's the biggest the fish can grow, is the growth and the size of its environment.
Right.
So I'm not saying remove yourself from Hawaii, but experience a bigger fish pond.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much more opportunity out there, especially if you're trying to get into real estate investing. Mm-hmm. There's so much opportunity out there, and you have to remove the scarcity mindset and really look and feel the abundance mindset.
Right.
Because once you change that, your life will literally change for the rest. It's crazy. It's crazy the paradigm shift that you're able to acquire once you kind of step out and wow,
Right.
it's bigger than this.
And that was a big change for me too, especially coming from Maui and then putting myself through college. I went to California, and it really opened up my mind to, oh my gosh, there's such a bigger world out there that I never knew. I ended up moving home. I graduated with my bachelor's degree and moving home because I had my first child. Wanted her to be raised on Maui, and now she'll be graduating this year from Kulakaiapuni, the Hawaiian language program.
Nice.
So from preschool till now, she's been speaking Hawaiian. So that is truly something that was important to me. But more so, I think in anything that you're interested in, it's always good to put yourself in more uncomfortable situations. Get out there. Like for me, getting into real estate investing as well, I ended up coming to Vegas to go to one of Ryan's programs, and his mastermind was the first one that I joined. And really, I started learning things on YouTube and online, and it wasn't until I came to Vegas and seen his huge event and seen what other people were doing, where I was like, man, I can do that too.
Exactly.
But back home in Maui, I was like, yeah, I want to get into investing. And everybody's like, whoa. Like, you got a good job. Just, work until you can retire and everything's fine. Like, why you got to now shift into
more,
this
right?
new...
Crabs in the bucket effect. That's
Right.
what I call it, the crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, and I always talk about this because, especially my grandpa, oh my gosh, he was so old school. He's an old police officer, and he's like, baby girl, you already want to engineer, just stay in your lane. I said, yeah, I know, Papa, but I know there's more out there in life, and I'm working 60 to 70-hour weeks, barely getting time with my family. I want to do something different, and I know there's something to this investing thing. So I always tell people to be mindful of who you're taking advice from, and if it's not advice from people who've already been there, done that, or people who are succeeding in what you want to do, then just be careful. It's not that they are trying to pull you down. They may be afraid for you.
Absolutely.
Too.
And it's funny you say that, because my wife and I talk about this all the time. Is if you're getting, I would never take advice from somebody I wouldn't trade a day with, right? Not in a sense of, okay, they're wealthy, cool. Like, wealth, that doesn't please me. That doesn't excite me. The value they bring to their community, the value they bring to other people around them, and how they lend a hand back to the people that's following them as well. Right? That's the person that I'm looking for. So surrounding yourself with people like that, that's the game changer, you know?
Well, that's what we try to bring to, that's why we started this Hui Mastermind, and try to guide our students, because we wish we had people, especially in Hawaii and who are local, to help us on the journey.
Yeah, I mean, the journey is definitely difficult because we know our minimum wage there is so low, and it doesn't, cover the expenses to, to live there. So you got to have, we all know, 2-3 jobs or some type of side hustle, whether it's illegal or legal. I mean, let's be real, right? But I mean, it's so amazing that you went from being a Kaneohe boy and you dreaming big, which I think a lot of people fail to realize, that to get ahead, if you dream big, take some risk, and sometimes got to go outside of Hawaii, build your wealth there, and then come back home.
Yeah, and not forgetting where you came from.
Right, that too.
Yeah,
you're right.
So what's some common issues, though, that you see with clients that you help, or people that are trying to get their finances together, on what's stopping them?
I think the biggest thing that's stopping them is ignorance. Not really wanting to know what they can do, or thinking, I get them, no worry.
Right.
And so I think the biggest hindrance to their growth is the fact that they're not open to opportunity, right? And just not really searching or seeking. They would rather put their head in the sand and hope everything passed by than really dig in and, okay, what can I do? What is the next steps for me personally to get to the next level? And, mind you, a lot of people are they're comfortable. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not here to push hustle mentality or whatever it is. But the people that know they want more, that's the people that really got to dig in, right? Because say if a Kaneohe boy like me can start 7 different businesses and run it efficiently, why can't another Kaneohe boy do it?
Right.
Or why can't somebody else in Hawaii do the same thing, right? So, again, like I said, chase your dreams, but don't forget where you came from.
Right.
Always lend a helping hand. And I mean, for me, when I was 18, 19 years old, I was mentored by somebody that was in real estate. He had multiple real estate properties on the islands. And at 20 years old, I bought my first property. So which is super cool, because I spent $1,000 out of my pocket to buy a home in Kaneohe.
Nice.
Wow.
A single family home in Kaneohe.
Nice.
And his wife was a realtor. We put the house wasn't even on the market, or it just entered the market. They weren't going to do any showings. And she was like, write them a letter. I'll deliver the letter to them. Okay, perfect. So I wrote a sob story. I want to, Kaneohe boy, I want to stay in my community. I want to help my community. I bought the house for $450,000.
Wow.
Kaneohe for $1,000. It was on the edge of USDA.
Wow.
100% government finance.
Right, so back to nobody can build behind you.
Right. So it's possible.
Right.
It's possible. You got to surround yourself with the right people.
Hey, mahalo for watching today on Investing in Hawaii. We would like you to watch more, so click the like button, subscribe, that little red bell, click on it so it goes ding.